Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Maria. Welcome to Mosaic Maria, where I talk about topics that are hard to talk about sometimes. They have to do with mental health, medical health, everything. Physical conditions, emotional conditions, spiritual, political. It's just a vlog. I talk about everything I want to talk about now. This is my cat, Dustin. Been waiting patiently to eat because he doesn't come in here when I'm cooking and chopping because things go flying. Anyways, I saw a recipe and I will link to the original poster where you take an eggplant, usually like a fat, like a good size one. This one wasn't as big enough, but it'll be plenty for me. You need a little parchment paper or foil. Take a little bit of olive oil, put it down on your parchment paper with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I do salt my eggplant to sweat it out, so I gave mine about 40 minutes of salt, then rinsed it off really good and paper towel dried it. So then you roast it for 40 minutes at 425 down this way. Kind of flattened out now. So I'm going to have to get my meat out of there. You take your meat out and you chop it up. Oh, I was going to say you coarse it with your knife, right? So you can get in there and get it out. Just make scores. Coarse it, score it. Go and the other way, right? Drizzle it with a little olive oil, set it down. 40 minutes. Scoop your meat out. Then you chop up 2 Persian cucumbers. This is an original recipe. The lady said her mother-in-law gave it to her, so I don't want to tell you the whole recipe. But basically, it's cucumbers, tomato, and spices. And then you whip it all up, and you've got little crackers for it. That's it. I'm going to add a little bit of Greek yogurt to mine because I'm veering more towards I got a little tahini. I'm going to play with mine a little bit. Over here, I have my version of baked eggplant parmesan. Because I'm not a fan of frying, I will saute, I will fry occasionally. But honestly, this burner is runaway. I hate frying. I hate having it smoke up my house. I hate it. So, the baked version is you go ahead and cut up your eggplant, salt them, sweat the bitterness out of them, about a half an hour to 40 minutes. Pat dry them really good. Then rinse them off really good. Pat dry them again with paper towel. And you're good to go. Go ahead and make a dredging station with shallow dishes of flour, all-purpose flour in one dish. Well, I do about 1 large egg to 2 eggs sometimes, depending on how much I got to do. I add a little milk to it or a little water, whisk it up. And your third dish is going to be a combination of your seasoned breadcrumbs and panko, plain panko. Or you do whatever kind you like. If you've got ends of bread, you want to make your own breadcrumbs. A lot of times I bring home a couple of bagel sticks and I make them into breadcrumbs. Use whatever you like for your breadcrumbs and season them up. And then what I used is tomato, no salt added, Wegmans. This is the amount I have here, right? I used 1 of those to layer in my pan. I used Great Value Italian-style breadcrumbs and Columbia, I don't know, I think I got these at the Dollar Tree. Plain panko. They're good. I used oregano, pepper, Pecorino Romano cheese, basil, garlic powder, onion powder. I used avocado oil and some olive oil, salt, and I did use some Calabrian peppers too in my sauce. So you just dredge from your flour to your, line your baking pans with some parchment paper and grease up just parchment paper that can go in the oven up to 425 or 400 at least, or parchment paper. So spray your pan, do whatever you got to do. I used 2 baking sheets and just dredge it in your flour to your egg to your breadcrumb and put it on the pan. Stick it in the oven at 400 or 425 for 20 minutes. And I added some Pecorino Romano to my panko. You don't have to do that. I did. You don't have to. Go ahead and bake them and flip them at 10 minutes. And they'll be golden brown all on the outside. They're nice and crispy, really crispy, okay? So then I whisk up my little jar of sauce with all these ingredients and my little peppers. And just line your dish that has a little bit of sauce on the bottom. It's got a little, I used avocado spray with olive oil on my pan. Did a light layer of sauce. Went ahead and laid out my not so good looking eggplants. You know, the ones that are a little misshapen. I judged those in on the bottom layer. And I went ahead and hand grated some pecorino romano over again. Put a little bit of sauce, like you do in a pizza, around the middle. A little mozzarella cheese. If I had fresh mozzarella, I would have used that. Or shredded, but I didn't. I had slices. Use what you got. And then repeat. Layer your eggplant, sauce, cheese. I do a little bit of this in between. And then your top layer should just be a little bit of basil and pecorino romano cheese or Bechemel Parmesan. This is going in. My oven is 400. And it goes. About 20 minutes uncovered. And then this sauce I'll use for my spaghetti or my capellini, whatever I'm going to serve it with. And done. Done. So what I have to do here is scoop this out. Get some olive oil in it, some lemon juice, some cucumber, chopped really fine, and a Roma tomato. And I think I'm going to put some scallions in mine and some yogurt. I don't know yet. I'll see how it looks. That's what I'm doing today, and I thought I would share my baked version because I don't really like frying. I used to like frying. Now I don't. So that's where I'm at. So my oven's been on and getting a lot done. I'm keeping the flowers going. Bought myself 2 more bouquets at $4 on Saturday, and they're opening up beautiful. Look at these. $4, you guys. $4. It's not bad. $4. Look at how gorgeous. Look at how gorgeous. How pretty. Now, I don't know what these are. But they were originally in my original flowers for Mother's Day for my kids. And they're holding up. A couple need to come off. It's time. But I don't know what they are, but I absolutely love this flower. It's lasted all this time from Mother's Day. And they're kind of like a tulip and a bell. And when they bloom, they kind of go out like this. I don't know what they're called. I've been looking them up. These are still going to open. Look at all these that are going to open. And I got some green ones down here. They're really pretty. So I'm keeping my, and I use this. I use some of this. I use some chopped garlic. I like chopping my own, but if I'm really in a hurry, I like to have this on hand too. As long as you really shut. The thing about jarred, you won't really hear a lot of really real cooks using jarred garlic. It's true. Because they store it in like citric acid or oil or water. But garlic, you have to be really careful with garlic because if you've had it open too long in the wrong temperature, or you haven't screwed on that really tight, cleaned it off really good, you can get botulism from garlic in a jar. So I prefer to use the fresh, but in a pinch, if I know I'm going to make a big pot of sauce or I'm going to do something that requires a lot of garlic, I'll buy the chopped in here. Just make sure you always clean your lid. Screw it on really good. Most times you're not going to get botulism from it, but I'm really a nut when it comes to jarred stuff lately. And so just be careful. I mean, it's convenience and it's not too expensive. Just don't have it hanging around forever, even though it says, I think these say like 2026, right? But that's unopened. Once you open it, all bets are off. So, yeah. Okay, I'm finding my new thing that I'm loving is avocado oil. The oil and the spray. I'm just loving the taste of it. Not that it actually has a different taste, but it's mild. It's mild. So I'm going to start scraping the meat out of this. This isn't going to make much. And that's going to be it. I'm going to be done. Okay, everybody have a nice day. I'll be back later with some videos. I'm going to grab my phone. Thanks. Take care. Bye.